one of the reasons why Rimpa works have not faded over time, and have even captured the hearts of art lovers overseas is that they are highly decorative. In particular, compositions with graphical ingenuity were the specialty of successive Rinpa artists. Anthology with Cranes is a collection of calligraphy by Sotatsu and Koetsu that depicts a crane taking flight and landing in sequence. Wind God and Thunder God appears to be moving on the screen. Korin Ogata's Red and White Plum Blossoms and Irises are works that thoroughly pursue design. In addition, Kiichi Suzuki's Mountain Stream in Summer and Autumn does not depict the figure as it appears to the eye, but instead selects the most beautiful and impressive composition, resulting in a work that is innovative and has a strong impact. It is so novel that it can be said to be ahead of graphic design, animation, and illustration. The new feeling that makes it hard to believe that it's something from the past is largely due to the composition. A school of art established in Kyoto in the late Momoyama period. Founded by Hanami Ketsu and Tawaraya Sōtatsu. It was perfected by Ogata Korin and Ogata Kenzan. It has a comprehensive nature including paintings, calligraphy, and crafts, and flourished throughout the Edo period. It features beautiful colors and a decorative style, skillfully using gold and silver paint. These artists created works full of decorativeness, with bold spatial processing of Yamato-e. In this video, I will introduce the works of representative painters of the Rinpa school. Please watch till the end. Tawaraya Sōtatsu was a Japanese artist who worked in relative anonymity as a part of the craftsman class of artists during the early 17th century. He was a central figure of the Rinpa School of Art in Kyoto. The Rinpa School of Art grew in the early 17th century, with the establishment of the Bakufu military government in Edo, later named Tokyo. During that time, large format paintings on folding screens and sliding doors were common, and located in castles, palaces, or temples. They usually had floral and faunal subjects. The chief patrons of Rinpa artists were traditional courtiers, wealthy merchants, and elite warriors. From about 1600 to 1640, Sotatsu decorated elements of important documents and paper fans. He worked at the Tawaraya, his studio and shop in Kyoto. His most famous technique was terashikomi, or a pooling of pigment or ink in partially dried layers, which encouraged random, semi-translucent shapes to form. His works were rendered with planes of shadow, in different tones of gray and black. This picture is one of his masterpieces. Tawaraya Sōtatsu drew liberal lines and rich expressions of the gods. He proved that he established a free style of painting. With the folding screen art, Sotatsu made a space in the middle of the screen and placed Fujin to the left and Reijin to the right. Both gods produce severe weather phenomena, but they look fun with friendly faces. He used gold luxuriously as a background, but unlike the Kano school that emphasized strength, he created a fine atmosphere with the color. He used a technique terashikomi to express the dynamism of the clouds, on which the two gods are riding. Terashikomi is to mix ink with silver paint. By using this technology, Sotatsu gave ink movement and lightness. Waves at Matsushima, also named Pine Islands, is a pair of Japanese landscape paintings on two 6-fold screens. Made by artist Tawaraya Sōtatsu in the 1620s. They were painted with ink, color, gold, and silver on paper. They are symbolic of Sotatsu's aspirations for the afterlife, and were likely commissioned to celebrate the opening of the Shunji Zen Temple in Sakai. They have been associated with the coastline of Matsushima, though they were named in the early 20th century, and likely represent no specific location. The pair is the only surviving work of the 6 pairs done by Sotatsu. They are considered Sotatsu's masterwork, and an icon of Kyoto's Rinpa school of art. They inspired paintings by Ogata Korin and Suzuki Kitsu, which were also named Waves at Matsushima. Korin's work, painted in the early 17th century, brought attention to Sotatsu's version. A work depicting spring in a rural mountain village. At the art studio called Tawaraya, which is said to have been led by Tawaraya Sōtatsu. The feature products were fans, which were popular among the stylish people living in Edo. Rural Cottage in Spring is one of the 11 fans of folding screen with fan owned by Daigoji Temple. Are the flowers on the screen plum or cherry blossoms? In any case, they are flowers that symbolize spring in Japan. It is said that the shape of the straw-thatched roof cottage was borrowed from the pictures of his predecessors, but it has a relaxing atmosphere characteristic of Sotatsu. The softness of the flowing river is a sign of joy at the coming of spring. Ogata Kōrin turned to a painter at the age of 35, and he succeeded the art style of Tawaraya Sōtatsu. Korin became an official painter of the court in 1701. This picture is just after the honor. It is a work in which the irises were drawn on a golden screen. This elegant flower painting is a design that had been from the Muromachi period as a motif, to recall a scene of Ai's Monogatari, and he also used it for the lacquer work and inkstone before the folding screen. The mineral pigments were used for coloring in blue and green, which clearly appears in the golden background. You may think that each plant are drawn in a plane. However, when looking at the whole from a little far away, you would notice that irises are lined up in 3 dimensions. Ogata Kōrin was strongly influenced by Tawaraya Sōtatsu, and established his painting style, while being enlightened by Sotatsu's creative style. The themes of the paintings of red and white plum blossoms, accompanied by a stream of water and the arrangement of painting on the left and right sides of a pair of folding screens in this work are just good examples. While most of the trunk of the white plum tree is hidden off the screen, the red plum tree is drawn to fill the screen with contrast, and the water flow is placed in the center to create a delicate curved surface. This is Korin's original idea. Plum blossoms have been loved by Chinese literati since ancient times, and they respected the fact that it bloomed ahead of other plants. The swirling circle of the river is very stylish, and has a presence beyond reality. Ogata Kōrin faithfully reproduced the original drawings of Tawaraya Sōtatsu. It is thought that Sotatsu's wind god and thunder god was in Myoko-ji Temple, a branch temple of Kenin-ji Temple, and Kōrin met this masterpiece there. The researchers speculate that he met the work around 1710. In the Ogata family, There remain many works and materials by Sotatsu in relation to Hanami Ketsu. Sotatsu died before Korin's birth, but he learned a lot from his teacher, who he had never met as a painter, based on the works that remained. Later, Sakai Hoitsu and Suzuki Kitsu created similar works, which symbolized the painting style of the Rimpa school. The images of wind god and thunder god are arranged so that the whole image can be seen on the screen, not just at the edge of the screen. In Sotatsu's painting, the eyes of both gods are facing downward, while in Korin's they are looking at each other. The faces of the two gods seemed a little softer, and they became more vulgar personified than his masters. Suzuki Kitsu was a Japanese painter of the Rinpa school, a student of the famous painter Sakai Hoitsu. He was for a long time considered a minor member of Rinpa school of Japanese painting. In recent years his work has been re-evaluated and gained recognition, leading to a series of major exhibitions of his art in 2016 to 2017 in Tokyo, Hyogo and Kyoto. Kitsu is best known for his byobu folding screens, often a reinterpretation of screens by other Rinpa artists, such as his massive wind god and thunder god following Tawaraya Sōtatsu, Ogata Kōrin and Hoitsu. But he has been most acclaimed for his original screens, including his famed Morning Glories and Mountain Stream in Summer and Autumn. He was also a notable master with many pupils. Although he was not the official successor of Hoitsu's school, he trained himself many of the Edo Rinpa artists. This has sometimes been labeled as the Kitsu school of Edo Rinpa. Mountain Stream in Summer and Autumn is a pair of 6-panel byobu folding screens made by Kitsu, using ink and color on gold-foiled paper. It depicts a scene of mountain streams flowing through cypress groves, highlighted by lilies and a cherry tree with a few red autumn leaves. But the effect of the screens has been described as somehow strangely unreal, and having a feeling of almost hyperrealism. It has been designated as an important cultural property. Another features noted in relation with Korin's irises screens include the rhythmical feel of the motifs and the brilliance of the blues and greens against the gold ground. The work shows influence of Tawaraya Sōtatsu, Ogata Korin and Sakai Hoitsu and has been described as one of the great masterpieces of Rinpa painting. Morning Glories, in which the flowers are expressed only by dark blue and green on a gold background, is influenced by the work of Ogata Korin, Iris's screen painting. However, unlike Korin's painting based on the Japanese literary works, Suzuki Kitsu drew a more sophisticated plant picture. He seems to have focused his painting skills only on figurative beauty. Korin's iris flowers are in a vertical shape, while the Morning Glories of Kitsu are curvy and wind like a dragon. Wind God and Thunder God is a pair of 4 sliding doors, made using color on silk. It depicts Raijin, the god of lightning, thunder and storms in the Shinto religion and in Japanese mythology, and Fujin, the god of wind. The work follows a Rinpa tradition of copying and reworking Sotatsu's original Wind God and Thunder God screen. In addition to Kitsu, both Korin and Hoitsu made notable versions of the work. See. All previous interpretations of the work use the format of 2 folded screens, making Kitsu's use of 8 sliding doors stand out. So that's all for today. If you liked the video, please push the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Bye.